Start that. Where are the crawls at? Open crawl. Why isn't it not? Hold on, it's being weird. My opening crawl is not opening. What the hell? Oh, there it is. All right.
Those Roman numerals are getting too high for you.
I know, but that was not what it was. Where is it actually? Where XVI? Where is it? There it is. Okay. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars. Episode 16. The Living Ship. With their service to Blackstar complete, Satir, Mako, and Rak Vigo are free once more. Their crimes on Chandrilla have vanished from New Republic records, expunged by hidden hands for reasons known only to those who operate in the shadows. But Blackstar is not done with our heroes, and now they trade credits for service. On the remote outer rim moon of Bastion Minor, reports have surfaced of what the locals are calling the Living Ship. Details are limited, but it has drawn the interest of the New Republic's Secret Intelligence Division. 2,000 credits are on the line for detailed information and data if the rumors are true. If any trouble arises, Blackstar will double their offer, if that trouble is dealt with in a manner they judge satisfactory. Okay. All right. I'm going to switch over to Ordo, where you all are currently. Now I get to use one of Bo's slides. Yeah, let's go ahead and roll for Destiny. There should be a request in the... Oh, nice. Oh, I like what I'm seeing already.
You do temporary player, right?
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Feelin has a blue die from the last game that probably shouldn't be there.
I'll remember it.
I don't know, we might need that.
Yeah, that's a lot of dark side so far.
It'd be great if we had a Geo Berserker right about now.
Can you set me as what's his name's player?
Oh yeah, hold on.
And I will.
There you go.
Yeah,
All right.
yay!
All right.
It's like, I'm doing my part.
There you go.
I'm doing my part.
All right. Is that everybody? Yes. Okay. Let me see. Oh, Jaren Typho. Let me change that to. I'll give you him. Okay. Let me get some music going, and we can start. My jam. Okay.
And the game is still on pause.
It's not for me.
Not I.
No, it's still on pause for me. Weird.
Work?
There we go.
I paused
Yep.
and unpaused. Okay.
Yeah, that worked.
Okay. Is it ever gonna start the music that I asked it to? You guys hear music?
Yeah. Is your volume down?
No.
I tried to turn my volume up.
Oh, my volume's down. Yeah. I turned it up to 30%. Yeah, it's good.
No, I don't hear shit. Hold on. Fucking annoying sometimes.
Yeah,
don't know
mine
why it
was
was
on
down.
Mine was on 0 as well.
Yeah, mine was on 0. I don't know why.
Oh, it is on 0.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that'll do
I
it.
wonder why we're having to change it out individually. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Okay, anyway. Yeah, the master's not working. Anyway. So some of you have been on Ordo for a while. At least since the Horizon Station incident. Some have left to do some work, Mako included, Iraq Vigo, and Ringo you heard, and Sulla. They left Ordo and have not returned yet, leaving you all here. Kalin, you met up with Satir here once you were told by Agent Glass that their debts have been paid. However, he wanted you to calm him and contact him when you were with Satir and others that could help for credits. You don't really know what the mission is yet, but he is offering to pay for this one. And so, Kalin, you've been able to reach Satir to meet him on Ordo. And as you land your TIE Interceptor in the hangar of this area, given clearance only because Satir allows it, or has told the authorities to allow it, you land and are going to be met by Satir and a few others that you may or may not know. You do know Vorn from the Quat incident. And so you step out of your ship, and Satir and these others seem to be waiting. You see them across the way in the hangar. And I'll let you guys go ahead and take it from here.
Kalin pilots his TIE Interceptor kind of in spirals down through the thick clouds of Ordo and lands in the hustling spaceport you can see here. As he exits the ladder from the TIE, his boots clang onto the Durasteel plating, and then a droid kind of beeps up to him, and Kalin talks to it. It's okay, buddy. Just a refuel. Check the lines. Quick once over, that'd be great. And it beeps and kind of rolls off. He raises his gaze up and casts it across the ships there in the Mandalorian docking bay, looking for Satir or Vorn or anybody that would look familiar. He kind of thinks to himself, maybe Vorn will stick out as like a sore thumb. But then again, he thinks again to himself, Satir's pretty blue.
On that note, he sees Satir standing there, kind of hands clasped in front of him, quietly waiting as the interceptor landed onto the landing bay. He has clothes similar to what he always wears, his robes with the Mandalorian kind of jumpsuit underneath it. His hair blowing in the wind and the kick up from steam and exhaust as ships take off and land. He sits there with his other companions, spending time contemplating on the events at the last horizon as well as the shipyards.
Yeah, and often one of the corners by one of the ships here, Feelin is sitting on a barrel, and it's while he's on that barrel again, he's adjusting bandages on his hands, and He's looking at some of the other men that are running around and tending to parts and tending to the ships and doing whatever it is they do, watching droids kind of go back and forth. He notices Satir because he's been working with Satir. He glances his direction. Then he notices Kalin climbing out of the cockpit of his tie, and just makes a glance in that direction. He raises an eyebrow and doesn't really do anything else, but he notices him climbing out of the cockpit and then looks back over at Satir, takes note of him, and then looks around at the men again running around doing their business as he just kind of shuffles back and forth and messes with his bandages again like he always does.
I'm gonna change this a little bit and just say, by coincidence, a transport comes in at just this time and lands on the not quite the opposite side of the pad, but a little further away. And a few passengers disembark, mainly Mandalorians, but also Senn-Ka. He's been off-world for a little bit, basically doing tourism, and he's come back, and he's looking around to see what's happening and what's going on, and immediately his eyes are allowed on Feelin. He starts slowly walking over in his direction. Not because he's taking his time, he just walks slowly.
Yeah, Freeland notices Senn-Ka as well as he starts walking his direction. As Freeland is just kind of scanning back and forth the way he does, and notices Senn-Ka walking his direction, and stands up from his seated position on a drum, and looks at him as he walks towards him. He finishes tightening one of the bandages on his left hand, gives it a good pull, makes it snug, and then puts his hands down at his side, waiting for Senn-Ka to approach him because he sees him coming towards him.
Senn-Ka kind of approaches him and says, "Feelin, and how are you today? It is many days since I have seen you, for I have been off-world, visiting other planets and seeing strange sights."
Freeland looks at him and smiles. Doctor, I honestly didn't think I'd be seeing you again. It is good to see you. I've been well. How have you been? How were your travels?
I went to visit the planet of Concord Dawn, a very unusual world. Roughly a third of the planet's mass was blasted away as debris during the time of the Empire. Actually, I'm not sure it was during the time of the Empire, but yeah, he'll say anyway. He'll give a history of the planet and talk about how it's basically like 2/3 of a planet with a big debris field around the other side. And so it was indeed fascinating for a while, but then I grew bored with it and have returned.
Well, I can't say anything's much more exciting here. He looks around at everyone kind of just doing their stuff. It's been interesting nonetheless, but, well, we're just all kind of doing our part wherever we can. I don't think any of us really have a home anymore. We're just going with the flow.
It is some time since I have had any place I could call home. There was an unfortunate incident, and I had to leave. But I am hopeful that one day I will again find a place that I feel a connection to.
Freeland chuckles at that just a little bit. Yeah, I understand that feeling. Have you been here before? And he kind of gestures around to the rest of the the landing pad, this area, the base?
I was here for a few days. I found the Mandalorians had some need of my services, but also had their own efficient medical staff. However, I've heard that there are some new refugees on the planet who do not have efficient medical attention. Perhaps they will have need of my services.
I think they will. I think they will. And Feelin pats you on the shoulder and sits back down on the drum and starts messing with the bandages on his fist again.
Feelin will just kind of sit down next to him, just in a companionable but quiet way, and just sits and people watches.
I guess so. So Satir, does Kalin kind of see where you're in the back there?
Yeah, he'll see you, or excuse me, Kalin will see Satir standing in the open amongst the various landing pads, patiently waiting for Kalin to approach him.
Yeah, Kalin does so, kind of waiting his way through the chaos. Satir, it looks like you, or at least the Mandalorians, have been busy. He kind of makes this kind of faux irritability. Hope they're not planning to launch any new invasions anytime soon.
No, after what the Empire did to Mandalore, it will be some time for them to recover and rebuild, but the clans stay strong within the sector and are always ready for any sort of incursion by whether it's the Imperial remnants or a new threat.
Yeah, and I think that's what the New Republic wants to guard against. He walks around and looks at the droids servicing the ships. And that's why I'm here again. Opportunity, or work as it were. I don't know, looking at this place, if you're in need of funding, but out here on the rim, in my opinion, every credit counts. I talked to Glass. There may be new work, a couple thousand credits. Help the New Republic build inroads with the core worlds. I think it's something, Satir, that the Mandalorians would be thankful for.
I don't know if the Mandalorians would share your opinion on that. They have no love of the Republic, less love for the Empire. But if you say there is something of importance or need, if your organization deems it necessary enough to approach us, I will listen.
I don't think New Republic leadership's going to be foolish enough to go poking a fight with Mandalorians, Satir. Or at least not anytime soon. That's how it starts. Our leaders mean well. Within a few generations, you know how it goes. But at any rate, yeah, I can give you more information. You have a holodeck or a droid we can access?
Yes, we can leave the landing pad here. There are several antechambers that we can access the holo net.
And he'll just follow Satir down the corridors, wherever he leads him. I kind of think it as kind of analogous to when they're walking through the corridors of Yavin or Hoth,
He kind of leads him into a room and offers him to sit down, maybe at like a table of some kind that has a projector in the middle of the table, and he goes, the Republic had a great many faults, and while we're willing to help, it will cost you, unlike last time. But it sounds like you're willing to offer payment, so I won't be insulting and demand some sort of outrageous fee, but what is it you're here to present us with?
I know to come asking, or rather offering money. After all, where is that Keldor? Anyhow, and he kind of reaches his hand in his vest and pulls out I don't know, what would he have, like a puck or data chip of some sort?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and just kind of slides it over towards Satir. so we can pop it in the VCR.
Yeah, he puts it in the
Betamax.
8-track. Yeah.
Betamax. You put it in your Laserdisc player, and the hologram kind of turns its head and looks towards you, and it's Agent Glass, which Satir you recognize. Ah, just who I was hoping to find. Thank you, Kalin. Satir, Jedi. Well met this day. You will be happy to know that your record has been expunged on Chandrilla, as well with your friends. Not wanted by us anymore.
That is good news. I'm sure they're all relieved to know that they're no longer on the wanted list of the New Republic. But I have a feeling that you didn't need Kalin to come across halfway the galaxy to tell us that good news, and there's something else in mind.
That is true. You've proved yourself capable and wise in the Quad shipyards. So, I'm here to offer you a job. A paying job, of course. Care to hear the details?
Mandalorians are known to be mercenaries, and I live amongst them, so please share whatever you have.
Of course. There is a moon in the outer rim. It's called the Bastion Minor. The system is called Bastion. Regardless, it is far away and not controlled by the New Republic. Regardless, there's reports of something quite strange that has occurred there. The populace are claiming that what they have called a living ship has crashed on the moon, and we would like someone to go check it out. And that someone could be you. We're offering 2,000 credits for a simple deployment each for whomever you need to take. Just look around, document what it might be, find out what it is. If there's trouble, anything real happens, we can double your payment. If you take care of it as you should.
What do you mean by living ship, and what do you mean by danger? Are you suggesting that the ship needs to be scuttled or destroyed in the worst case scenario?
I think I will leave that up to you on what needs to be done with it, but ideally just document it. Get pictures, take samples from it, whatever it is. They say it's organic, not mechanical. It could be just a creature, some sort of anomaly from space that has fallen to the moon. But what they are saying is they went inside of it, and they claim it was a ship. So it must be large at any rate.
Very well. I assume Kalin has the coordinates to the location of the downed ship.
Yes, it's just outside a place called Freetown. In the old days, there was a imperial prison there. And when the Empire fell, most of the prisoners were pardoned, and many of them simply migrated to a supply depot and turned it into a town.
Sounds like a lovely place.
Are we talking political prisoners or real prisoners?
Well, could be a mix of both. From what I understand, the New Republic were in charge of helping liberate it, and most of the prisoners that were released were minor criminals or over-sentenced harshly or should not have been there in the first place. I wouldn't worry about gang violence or anything like that. These people are mostly just normal people who the Empire decided to throw in jail for whatever reason. Workforce, labor, that sort of thing.
Very well.
Well, I've got the coordinates here. Agent Glass, is that all we need to know?
That's all I have.
How do you expect us to get this information back to you?
Well, just you know how to contact me. If there's something physical that needs to be relayed, once we make contact, I'll make the arrangements.
Roger that.
Take someone you can trust. I don't expect there'll be trouble, but you never know. Any scientific types would be great. I don't suppose a Jedi is going to be able to take samples from some creature that fell out of space.
Well, Kalin, I know a few people that are anxious to see the galaxy and, I don't know, not be stuck here waiting for something to come to them. They rather go to it, but I can go find them if you'd like to come along.
I enjoyed that very much, Satir. Tell me about your operation here. I love it.
Oh, I won't be sharing anything about what we do here on Ordo, but instead I have something else. The New Republic intelligence. I don't know how well funded you are. I don't know how spread about you are trying to protect this new republic of yours. I know the Imperial Remnant probably takes up a lot of your time, but what kind of information is the New Republic interested in purchasing?
Did you disconnect Glass, or is he still?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we're walking down the hall now.
Okay.
We're done talking to him.
Yep.
Well, it would clearly depend on the information, but as you said, the New Republic is certainly not expansionist. We're in the businesses of tying up old business, so I think you're right. The Imperial Remnant is public enemy number one, or at least most public facing, but between you and me, Satir, he kind of looks you up and down, and you're old enough to longitudinally see the fall of the Republic.
Oh yeah.
And Kalin's, been through the ringer as well. He says they realize that the biggest threat is the threat from within. The mid-rim territories, there's fights everywhere, wars breaking out here and there. Rumors of I'll let Master Luke tell you about that when you meet him. Anyhow, New Republic's anything but peaceful, even though they're not at outright war. So, if you can give us any information that would strengthen that position, I think leadership would pay a pretty price.
Good to know. Good to know. Let us complete the mission at hand, and then we'll talk about additional things after that.
You head out of the hallway and you see Feelin and Senn-Ka seated next to each other. Where is Vorn? Is he about?
Yeah, Vorn will be. I kind of see Vorn as being a little bit like, that scene in one of the Avengers movies where they're just talking and suddenly you look up and Hawkeye's been there all along up on a gantry. He's pretty prone to doing that, just going somewhere he can just watch over a whole scene and keep an eye on things. He just feels a need to just keep an eye, and have good lines of sight. You don't think it's a sort of tactical thing so much as it is a way of making him feel a bit more comfortable. So he will be up on this tower here. He's up on the walkway there, if he's allowed up there.
Yes.
Yeah, and as you're approaching and you see Feelin and Senn-Ka kind of sitting next to each other, you can't hear them, but you see them laughing about something, which is, odd because Feelin doesn't do a lot of laughing, but you see them laughing about something, and then Feelin kind of gently punch Senn-Ka on the shoulder, jokingly, And Senn-Ka kind of stumbled to the side a little bit when Feelin does that.
Yeah, because he's just small. Yep. Yeah, Feelin's saying, yeah, I'm not laughing with you, I'm laughing at you. But Senn-Ka will take it in good part. He's not got a great sense of humor, but he's come to notice at least when other people are making jokes, and he can kind of roll with it a little bit. So yeah, you see this little polismassen dude in in his environment suit, a little bit awkward in his movements because of that. But when you notice though that although his steps are a little clumsy, the movement of his hands is actually very precise. So you think he probably does some kind of skilled profession.
So what are you gonna do here?
Satir is gonna use a comm link if they haven't already met up with Feelin, and he knows Vorn as well. And I don't know if he's met Senn-Ka or not. I don't believe he has.
You see Feelin and Senn-Ka just seated, kind of out in the hangar next to each other.
Yeah.
So
and that was actually directed at Satir when I said when you're walking up to them, you see them laughing at something, and Feelin punched Senn-Ka on the shoulder. That's what you saw as you were walking up to them.
All right, my bad, I misunderstood. So Satir walks up to Feelin and Senn-Ka, and he goes, "Feelin, how are you today?"
And Feelin's smile, he gets immediately just kind of serious again. I'm doing well today. Satir, this here, I don't know if you've met. This is Senn-Ka.
As he gets to the point he's about to say his name, Senn-Ka just steps forward and holds up a hand for Satir to shake and says, "I am Dr. Senn-Ka Then, and I am available for hire at very reasonable rates."
Doctor, have you done a lot of combat triage?
Oh, much. I am very well aware of the nature of battlefield wounds and have treated blaster injuries on more than one occasion. To be honest, it is not the most skilled work, as I find a stim pack is the most effective solution. But I do carry several of those.
And Feelin looks over at Satir as well and grabs his, shoulder, and he's actually helped me out a couple times as he rotates his arm and his shoulder together while holding it with his other hand. He's patched me up before and did a pretty good job.
Thank you.
That is good to hear, because I have an offer. Or should I say, this gentleman here has an offer, and he kind of waves a hand to Kalin. We have a investigation that could be dangerous, or it could be nothing. An unusual ship has crashed, and we are being contracted to investigate it.
Unusual ship, you say? Please do tell me more.
Are you familiar with the term biomechanical?
In general, yes, but never in reference to a ship. Oh, this is fascinating.
Seeing this ship falls outside the normal scope of construction and isn't of a unique design. And they are offering us 2,000 credits each to go to its location and investigate. Feelin, I was going to offer to come along, as I'm sure you're anxious to get out and about and maybe work some of the rust off. And he kind of motions down to his, bandaged hands. And, well, Senn-Ka, if you are truly good at your job, it's always good to have someone available to patch up any wounds or injuries we may incur along the way.
I would be glad to accompany you. And there's some excitement in his voice, and you think he's trying to avoid almost kind of hopping from one foot to another, because he's very excited at the thought of this ship. And he immediately walks over to Kalin and says, "I am pleased to meet you. I am Dr. Senn-Ka then." And he's speaking a little faster now.
Yeah, good to meet you, Senn-Ka. Kalin Nord. Extends his right hand. And by the way,
Shakes it.
for each of you, if there is any trouble, the pay's doubled, so we'll be liberal with the definition.
And Feelin is like standing fully upright now, and he stretches with his arms completely outstretched and brings them back down to his side. Us in trouble? Never.
Kalin looks over to Satir. Satir, tell me about this one. I have a feeling he can handle himself in a fight. Looks like he's seen a few of them.
This is Feelin. He is an associate of mine, a former, we'll say, underworld boxing champion.
Makes sense.
He came to us via Terrace and has been helping out where appropriate.
And Feelin just has a raised eyebrow as they're as Satir mentions him, but he doesn't involve himself in the conversation. He doesn't know Kalin, so he doesn't really want to tell him anything about himself. So he just lets Satir, say what he says and ignores it.
Well, it seems like there's not time to waste. You have quite a team here. Satir, if you're not careful, you're going to find more jobs like this coming your way.
Well, I do what I can, and the Force moves us in mysterious ways.
Which force
Credits
is that?
don't hurt.
And Senn-Ka just speaks across them.
He hears him talking like which Force that, like physically goes, the Force. What do you mean?
But there are many forces. There is gravity. There is, and he goes along. I'm completely blanking, but he just goes on all these different physical forces, and sort of says, "Which one of these is acting upon you right now? I mean, I presume several are acting, but which are you referring to?"
Have you seriously never heard of the Force? The flow of life that interconnects all of us throughout the galaxy? Has the Imperial propaganda been so complete that within a generation people have forgotten about it?
I think I have heard something. Wasn't it a Jedi religion?
Oh, it's much more than that.
Feelin chuckles at that. and yeah, kind of like that, Doc. Kind of like that. And he puts his hands behind his head and starts kind of just shifting his weight back and forth on each foot.
Interesting. So you are an adherent to this belief, are you? I hope I caused no offense with my questions.
No, to know the Force, it's a mysterious, almost ever-present field, if you will, that surrounds all living things in the galaxy. Very few people are sensitive to it.
Feelin looks over at Senn-Ka. Sometimes it's just literally a headache.
Are you sensitive to this force?
Let's not get into that right now, Doc.
Oh. I hope I have caused no offense.
No, none. Just, I'm dealing through some things. Yeah. And he looks over at Kalin. about this job. Where is it?
Bastion Minor. Is the moon of Bastion Minor?
Bastion Minor is the moon.
Okay, yeah. Bastion Minor. It's a moon. I don't think many have heard of it. In fact, I don't think it's of interest to much. It's just a strange ship that's crashed. I think that's what's of interest. I think the New Republic just wants to make sure it's not some sort of new weapon that the Empire's cooked up or worse.
All right. And he looks over at Satir. Yeah, I'm in. If you need me, I'm in.
Excellent.
And I would be honored and fascinated to be part of this. And I would love to talk some more about your religion, Satir, if that would be acceptable to you.
While we're en route, I can do my best to explain something that goes beyond the physical understanding of most individuals.
And Senn-Ka just seems to do a slight double take when he talks about the names. Oh, in that case, I wish to discuss the situation with you. We can talk on the ship.
Very well. And he kind of turns to Kalin. We're ready when you are. My travel light.
He looks across the hangar and sees the astromech has finished refueling the vessel, and he says, I just need to take care of a few biological functions and I could be on my way. Let's go.
Feelin walks back over to the drum he was sitting on and reaches behind, scoops up his backpack, slings it over his shoulder, and starts following the rest of the group.
Okay. There we go. Okay. So what ship has Satir, Feelin, Vorn, and Senn-Ka been using? Have you been using just whatever? Just like
The slave pen.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
ship.
Okay, that's why I brought it up. The broken ledger. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So-
a slave ship.
Okay.
Actually, this is a good point, actually. So, thinking about it, Vorn will actually probably have been on that ship because he'll want to rip all that stuff out. And really just...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Vorn was set on that.
Yeah. So I'd forgotten that was still there. So yeah, he's going to have been ripping out all of that. You know, he'll borrow power tools, etc., cut things out. And...
It's a multi-purpose individual transportation system.
It's got a load of cargo space now.
Kalin probably is in his TIE interceptor, but you head into the broken ledger, which Mako has tried to sell a few times on Morlana 1 to no avail. Perhaps Vorn's work will be able to get it sold quickly. You hear maybe the sound of soldering irons and whatnot as he's still working in the ship trying to clear out some of that stuff. When Kalin sends you or when you actually look up the coordinates or whatever, punch it into the nav computer, Satir and Vorn, I want you to make a outer rim with 1 boost against average. So 2 purples.
Okay.
Hey, take those 3 advantages.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you can take the boosts.
I'll
three
take a
blues
boost.
and see if you
Okay,
get
excellent.
more than 2 successes, or 2 successes, I should say.
Okay.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Hey,
So Vorn,
Thank you.
Vorn, you realize, based on kind of what's been going on the last few months, that this place the system is right next to Belladune.
Ah, excellent. So yeah, Vorn will come out looking a little bit kind of grease stained and a little bit sweaty, and kind of he listens to what's going on and then passes this on to everyone.
And that probably doesn't mean anything to anyone except Satir, but...
so Satir would understand that we're once again going into Imperial Remnant space.
Satir was on Belladune, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yes, Satir was, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's who he'll address it to, actually, rather than saying everyone. So yeah, it wouldn't mean a lot to everyone. So he just passes it on to Satir and says, yeah, pretty close to where we met.
Indeed. Curious why they're sending us in deep into enemy territory. I mean, I understand why, but it's something to be aware of moving forward.
And then Vorn goes over and introduces himself to Senn-Ka, towering over him. Senn-Ka doesn't recognize his species and bugs him with questions for a while until Vorn makes a just about polite exit. Says he's still got work to do. And Senn-Ka will sit next to Satir for as much of the voyage as he can, and he lays out what happened to him, Feelin, and Solar on what was the planet called?
Terrace?
Taris, that's right, of course, Taris. Yeah, and with the creature and the effect it was having on him, he'll ask if this could be down to the Force. Yeah, and then if there's any indication it could be, he'll be sort of asking about, is there any kind of physical manifestations, anything I could be looking out for? Any writings anywhere about maladies to do with the Force? Could this be an area that he could specialize in treating? And he'll for every answer Satir gives him, he's got 2 more questions.
Yeah, Satir, indulges him because he's doing his best to make him understand the metaphysical nature of the Force, and he describes the various different ways that the Force manifests itself. Am I getting a double echo from someone?
This is the hyperspace transition.
Yeah, there's a hyperspace transition. Ooh, who am I missing? Oh yeah. Okay, let me grab him. Yeah. So.
Oh, it's coming from Doc.
Yeah. Doc, you're echoing.
I am?
Yep.
Weird.
Do you have your audio just not in a headset?
Test. It's only when you talk, Tat.
Really? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Doc's not
Test.
hearing
It does seem to be, yeah.
me.
Here, let me try. Yeah, it is only when Tet was talking. That is weird.
Let me try again. Can you hear it? Is it?
Yeah,
echoing now?
it's. I don't hear it now.
Okay. All right. Anyway, that's strange. Yeah. So you come out of hyperspace, pretty far away. It takes probably at least almost a day. You come out of hyperspace over this planet or this moon orbiting a planet. They look very similar to each other as far as very rocky terrain, heavy gravity, that sort of thing. And you are able to find this free town. There's very few settlements on this moon at all, and you put your ships down on this small landing pad in this tiny little settlement. And you see in the distance, you do see what used to be an Imperial prison. There, it doesn't show any signs of activity as you scan it, anything like that. But the town here does. There's plenty of, biological signs here. There's probably a couple hundred people that live here, maybe. And a couple, as you land, a couple. They look like workers, just look in surprise as these two ships land. They're just kind of staring at pretty much the TIE interceptor more than the transport ship.
Staring at the Ferrari more than the bus? What?
The slave bus.
Kalin kind of steps out and
What slave bus?
kind of looks at the mud under his boots, and then, I mean, that's not that big of a deal, but then he sees the other ship, the pig pen, the slave pen land, and he realizes the contrast there is probably what people were staring at, and he looks at the townspeople and just shrugs a little bit. Says, gambling problem.
Huh? They're confused. Excuse me, one says. Did you disembark your ship? I think you did, right?
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah.
Kind of met up.
One of them walks forward. Hello, how can we help you? Welcome to Freetown.
It's quite the quaint community you have here. My name is Satir, and my comrades and I are here on an investigation. I don't know if that's something that you could point me in the right direction.
Investigation? Sure, if we can help.
I know it sounds all official, and sometimes that can be intimidating, but really, we've heard about an interesting ship in this area, and rumor has spread about it, and we're here to check it out for ourselves. Is that anything you're familiar with?
Oh, yes. Well, not personally. There are rumors about it, certainly. A couple of people in town went to take a look at it and came back a couple days ago. Don't know what they found there. They said it was living. I don't know what that means.
Living? That's unusual terminology for a ship. You said it's outside of town? I don't suppose you could point me in the direction of the people who saw it, or perhaps which way to go.
Oh, certainly. I don't know where it is exactly. Somewhere to the west in the foothills, but I'm not exactly sure myself. But I'm happy to tell you where to find any of the mechanics that went out there to check it out.
Yes, that'd be much appreciated. On who would be best to speak to about this. Which mechanics, you said?
Oh, there's Bulio, there's Fell, and there's Tiggle. They all work in the reclamation shop over there. He points to kind of a large building.
Satir, hearing the word reclamation, having flashbacks to working with the FRC, kind of wiggles his nose and, oh yes, yeah, thank you. I appreciate the help on that. We'll be on our way.
Okay, thanks, I guess. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Us too, thank you. And he waits for the kind of passerby to go and looks to Kalin, Feelin, and Senn-Ka and everyone, and it's like, well, that was easier than I thought. I suppose we should go find these mechanics and see if it's attracted anyone else's attention.
So Tet, Vorn has been scanning the horizon. He's borrowed macro binoculars off Senn-Ka, and he's kind of scanning, just looking around the horizon. What can he? Presumably he won't see the ship, but what does he see?
There's almost absolutely nothing. It's pretty much wasteland in every direction. When you look towards the, you get a better view of the prison. Even from this vantage with your macro binoculars, it looks completely inert. No power, not active in any way, shape, or form. No people. You see nothing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, and as they're walking, Feelin is looking down at his feet, and there's walking through the mud, and they're getting wet. He has flashbacks to Coruscant walking through flooded hallways and different things, just being that deep under the planet's surface, and he's looking around and trying to get an idea for these people's lifestyle. I mean, they are poor, but he doesn't. He basically trying to get an idea of what their life looks like here.
Yeah, you see people walking to and fro from the buildings. They're all dressed in kind of these drab work kind of clothes. They all look probably a little skinnier than they need to be. Probably a little malnourished, maybe. This place is, you just like almost taste the iron in the air. It probably isn't a great place to live. As far as the environmental aspects, it's very overcast, and there's just this taste and smell that's metallic. Doesn't really isn't very pleasing for sure.
And Feelin's noting all of that and recognizing all of that, and he sees similarities to how people lived, deep within Coruscant as well. Have the same kind of gaunt look on their faces at times, just kind of making their way through their lives, and he just takes note of all that as he's walking with the others.
You're heading towards the workshop.
Yep.
Head towards
Unless
the
anyone
workshop.
else has any objections.
Nope. Kalen's just slogging through the mud with everybody else, kind of looking at the dilapidated, squat buildings, but
Vorn will be taking up the rear. He's got his rifle, not his sniper rifle, but his just regular rifle out, stock into his shoulder, and he's just walking a little forwards, a little backwards, just keeping an eye on everything. Meanwhile, Senn-Ka is just in the middle of the group, happily plodding on.
Yeah, you walk up to this workshop, and the door's closed on the outside. There are lights on inside, clearly.
Satir, if the door is locked or requires a knock, he'll go ahead and knock on it.
It's not locked. You don't
or is it
think.
more of a?
You could open it if you wanted.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it. I don't feel any need to worry too much and walk in and look to see who's in the room.
You do. Immediately you see there's these three individuals. One's a human, one's a Vorn, and one's I can't remember what they're called, Costero or something like that. And they're talking to each other, and one of them has a box in their hands, and when you come in, he shuts the box, and that's the Vorn, and he kind of looks over his shoulder, and the man, the human, you notice he has a cybernetic left hand, and he says, "Can we help you? We're closed for the night."
As soon as he sees the Vorn kind of snap it close, and does he get kind of a suspicion that this isn't meant for public view, or they're trying to keep it secretive?
I think that's pretty obvious, yeah.
He's going to walk in and make space for everyone else to come in. And he goes and puts his hand up on his chest. He goes, I'm sorry that you're closed, but my name is Satir, and I was told that I believe you three had some potential information you could provide us regarding a unusual ship that crash landed west of town.
They kind of look at each other, and Tickle says, yeah, yeah, we went out there to check it out. Went through it, didn't find much. Just looked like it was alive. We were scanning it, and it was getting biological markers and whatnot, so he shrugs. Not a machine that I've ever seen. Worked on ships my entire life, mostly.
The term that was told to me was biomechanical. Would that be what you saw? Would that fit the description?
Yeah, something like that. You could say that. Seemed like it had a purpose. It was designed. When we walked in, there was corridors. It wasn't like some people thought it was just some sort of creature, but nah. It had a... We went inside. It was definitely a ship. Like every ship I've ever seen. At least its layout. But
interesting. And there was no crew aboard?
no, I didn't see anyone.
And no one's come to do anything with the ship other than individuals like yourselves just kind of investigating the wreck?
Nothing. No one. It's been 3 days. We went, I don't know, it was about 24 hours after we spotted it land, or crash, I guess you could say. And it was pretty damaged. And we went inside to check it out, just trying to see if we could find anything of value, obviously.
I'm not trying to lay stake to any claim you've made, but is that possibly what you have in the box there? Something of value or interest?
Maybe.
May I see it? Again, I'm not looking to confiscate anything or try and take anything from you. I'm just trying to get an understanding, like you did a few days ago, of what might be here on this world.
I mean, I'm a little... I don't know who you are or why you're here. I mean, well, I can guess generally why you're here, but, I mean, I don't know what you want with this thing or us.
Freeland steps forward. He's been rummaging through the stuff on the counter there, just kind of looking at it nonchalantly, and he just steps forward. We don't want your things. Just let him look at it.
All right. Just calm down. He looks at the others, and they kind of look back at him, and then he hands over the box. It's a little bigger than a shoebox, probably, something like that.
Freeland grabs it from his hand and doesn't even look in the box, just moves it over to Satir, hands it off to him without even glancing at it. He just keeps his eyes on the three guys, on the three engineers, or whoever they are.
Looks like this.
Yeah, Satir kind of looks at that and eyebrows kind of raised at seeing it, and he allows anyone else, especially Kalin, to look at it, and he goes, are you familiar with any kind of technology like this?
I need to make a roll because I'm going to look at it and...
You can make a roll, but you don't know anything about it, no.
Yeah. He looks in there and recoils a little bit, shakes his head, and then almost looks like, man, shut the box, before he backs up and says, no, I haven't seen anything like that at all. Sir, you feeling okay, the three of you? And there's nobody else out there at this wreck?
Feeling fine.
Good.
Yeah, no, there was no one else. No one else has went out there that I'm aware of. I think
What
everybody's a
part
little
of the
spooked.
fair to say considering what we're looking at, but let me ask you, where did you find this on the ship? Was it almost like a control module or just a
Yeah, it was.
random?
Well, it seemed like it was in the cockpit, and it was where I would take like a Navicomputer data core, and so I was fishing around in there, and I was able to decouple that. Those little tendril things there were wrapped around another tendril thing that I get connected to the cockpit station is what I would assume it was, and I was able kind of to pull them apart. Just kind of put my fingers in there, and it was weird though. My friend Bolio here, and he pats him on the shoulder, tried first and couldn't get it off, but then I reached in and he flexes his middle hand, and it just seemed to come right apart.
Intriguing. And do you think it's some sort of, like you said, brain or Navicomputer that you could maybe jury rig some sort of connection to retrieve any data from?
I mean, maybe I wouldn't have any idea where to start. It doesn't. I mean, it looks like a little slug. I don't know what I would do with it. What I would connect it with. I don't know.
Well, I'm not gonna, as I said, take this from you or try and lay claim to it, but I would ask you to keep this close to you. We're gonna go out to the wreckage and look, investigate for ourselves, and see if there's any way to decode or decipher, decrypt this, and see what we can do to kind of understand and ensure that your community isn't in any immediate danger.
Oh, okay, that's
Sen-
fine.
Senn-Ka will take a step in the direction of it and say, "May I examine it if I do not touch it?"
Oh, sure. He just nods that you can pass it over. Satir, will you give me a? Will you just roll your force die? Would you like to use your? So this is you have a sense, right? So
Yeah,
let me look at this.
I just need one pip, I think, to activate it.
Yeah. You getting very, very strange feeling when you're like in prolonged like proximity to this thing. Like almost everyone around you, you always feel some thing from them, like the force, right? And this thing, if it's biological, it has it is not a part of the force. You're almost completely confident in it. It is a very strange and eerie feeling, and I would like you to take 2 strain. I will mark it.
Yep. So as he's kind of examining that, he starts feeling, maybe queasy or nauseous, and his attunement to the force, especially when it comes to sensing things, has become much more sharp over the last few weeks. And this thing, it's either the absence of the force or something else. He really feels ill, and he finds himself maybe leaning against the table to kind of help support himself. And he's like, Freeland, are you getting any feeling from this? Is this causing you any discomfort? It doesn't seem to be for Vorn or Senn or Kalin or these 3 gentlemen too, but this is...
When he says Freeland's name, Freeland was, messing with this junk on the table right here, and he just kind of flicks it off to the side and turns to Satir. And he notices Satir's like the look on his face. Are you okay? No, I don't feel anything. But are you okay?
I believe I will be. Just some discomfort. I'm not quite sure yet. I don't have an answer. But there's definitely an effect this thing is having.
Senn-Ka is going to be scanning the area, scanning the thing for anything chemical or biological it can pick out, or radiation, anything his instruments can pick up. Trying to see if there's because he's not entirely sure, because there's something odd about this whole thing, but he can't help feeling there must be some kind of physical manifestation of this fourth thing. He's trying to find out what it is.
Could you give me a medicine roll versus 4 purple?
Yeah, let me try that one.
And I'm going to flip a dark side point to upgrade 1 to a red. So 3 purple, 1 red.
Okay, 1 red, 3 purple.
Hey.
I love when you roll a triumph and it does that. So it is clearly biological, and it is alive.
Interesting.
You're scanning it, and you think it's inert, like it's in some sort of state of a hibernation. And it's not exactly sentient, but it's like it does have not a brain, not what you would consider a brain, but there are light, like electrical pulses going through it that you think is something similar to that. Like it would be like it has a desire for something, if that's a way to go somewhere, to do something, but it's not exactly sentient, and it doesn't it's very odd. There's tons of alien things in the galaxy, but you've never experienced anything quite like this. But you're sure that A, it's alive, and B, that it is in some sort of state of dormancy.
Yeah, so Senn-Ka will be scanning this, and he'll be reporting all these things it's not doing. And there's like no chemical contamination, no biological. I am unable to ascertain how it is affecting you, but I can say that this is not just organic, but actually alive, though inert at present. I have never seen anything like it. I believe that although it does not have, I think, intelligence, there is a sense of volition about it, and I cannot fully explain why I have come to that conclusion. My readings give uncertain proof, but yet I am certain of it. And he kind of just tails off running at that point.
Satir kind of doesn't respond exactly, just kind of grunts as he's having these waves of kind of nausea kind of wash over him. An interesting blend, to say the least.
Tickle says, I could take you out to the ship. It's a couple hours walk. Or maybe we could, I don't know, rent a speeder. Although with all of you, it'll take a couple. I can't say I have the credits to do that myself, but...
We have a ship.
Oh, well. I guess that makes it easy. Anyway, I can do that in the morning for you if you like. It's getting dark out there. The winds will pick up, and, well, sometimes they can get a bit dangerous. Throwing jagged shards of rock and such. They can get pretty bad.
Where in this village can we stay the night?
Oh yeah, there's a flop house down the way. It's called Minnie's Flop House. Boarding, well, not really. It's a boarding house, is what she calls it.
Meanwhile, Vorn has come over to Satir's side, and he kind of puts a hand on his shoulder and just says, "Are you okay? This thing is affecting you somehow, right?"
Very perceptive of you. Something about this is the easiest way to describe it is unnatural, and it is definitely affecting me, and I believe it is because of my connection.
If this tiny thing is doing this, are you safe to go to the ship? I mean, maybe something ship size that's doing that. I mean, it could kill you, couldn't it?
I don't think it'll kill me. It's not that bad, but I'll quickly find out how bad it is once we get to this ship.
All right. Do you think it's affecting Feelin too?
If it is, he's doing a much better job of hiding it than I am.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Just let me know. He steps back, but he's looking concerned and unsettled.
Hey, well, if you want to just pass that back on over, just head over to Minnie's, and I can meet you here in the morning.
Yeah, Feelin grabs the box back and hands it back over to them. He looks all three of them in the eye as he hands it back to them. And then he slowly lets go after a beat. And lets go, and then he turns around to the others. Let's get to Minnie's. Satir, you need rest, especially if you're going to go to the entire ship tomorrow.
We'll see how quickly this fades away once we get to this house.
Minis shall bring respite.
As they're walking out, Feelin saddles up next to Vorn. The ship's looking good. I'm glad you're getting rid of all those spaces.
Yeah. It's too much stuff been done to my people by the Empire, and I don't know. The thought of being helpless in a place like that gives me the creeps. Couldn't stand it. Gave me a bit of peace of mind ripping it out. Besides, Mako wants to sell it, and yeah, can't hurt, right? I don't think that stuff was helping.
Feelin just kind of rolls his eyes when he mentions Mako. Mako.
I'm liking Feelin already. So you head down to Minnie's. She sets you up for a very nominal charge, not even enough to take it off your character sheets. There's a couple of these size little cubes with bunk beds, and so between two of them you can stay there. You can let me know if there's anything you want to do before the morning.
The only thing Satir would want to know is how quickly does the nausea or a sense of unease fade once he gets away
almost
from it?
immediately when you leave the presence of that thing.
Okay. As they're walking there, he slowly, starts walking straight, a little more straight, and a little less uncomfortable, and kind of looks to all of them. He says, as soon as I left its presence, I started feeling better, so we'll see what happens come tomorrow.
And Vorn looks concerned but gives him a nod, whereas Senn-Ka kind of immediately walks up to him and says, Please describe the discomfort you were feeling, and like gets all his symptoms down and is recording all of them.
Yeah, Freeland walks up as well. Yeah, I think the good doctor here and we're going to stay with you tonight. Vorn, Kalin, you can stay in the other hut. But we're definitely sticking with you, Satir. And he looks over at Senn-Ka, and he goes to hit you in the shoulder again, and then stops himself.
And Senn-Ka says, "It is all right. It unbalances me a little, but through my environment suit, it does not hurt." And he kind of leans in for his shoulder to be hit.
Please be my friend and bully me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and Freeland just basically gives him a light tap on the shoulder with his fist.
And Senn-Ka nods appreciatively.
Kalin then says to Vorn and says, "Okay, no problem. Bunk up. Hey, Vorn, I got some ideas how you can use the extra space on that ship. Add an extra coolant to the hyperdrive. They'll pick you up another." And he starts,
Yeah, nice.
saying some techno babble.
Excellent. And Vaughn's trying to learn as he talks. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They're talking about piloting, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Satir, you feel fine overnight. You feel like nothing ever happened. It's more like you feel very, disturbed by the whole thing. So I'm going to remove your strain. But you feel, a little uneasy. You've never felt anything like that before. It's very startling. But outside Fell's workshop, or the workshop, you see Tygel. He is waiting there as he said he would. He has goggles on, preparing to go with you. So
Satir will greet him, and thank him for agreeing to do this and be their guide, even though, it wasn't anything that he was probably expecting. And they'll rent, I assume, a skiff or a hovercraft of some kind. And
yeah, like Freeland was saying, you could take your ship and just fly it over there. You get there almost in no time.
I guess.
Yeah, that's fine too. He doesn't have exact coordinates. He actually probably would. So he can lead you there. He's like, "Oh, okay. Put these in the coordinates. It's about 10 kilometers outside of town."
Kalin would thank him and probably do something nice for him.
Get him some candy.
Yeah.
No.
What these people want.
Yeah.
They need They need a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they need anything.
Well, as we're getting ready to leave, and everyone's kind of going towards their ship, Kalin towards his interceptor, and the rest of us towards the broken ledger. Freeland walks up to Tygel, and he looks around the place, and again he has empathy for people living in this kind of situation. He looks down at Tygel. I don't have much, but you helped us, so that deserves payment. And he gives him 100 credits.
Oh, you really don't have to do that. I he starts coughing. He says,
Can you use the 100 credits or not?
"Oh, of course. I mean, sure."
Then here, take them.
Okay, well, thanks. I appreciate it.
Freeland just kind of pushes 100 credits into his hand and gives like a curt nod to him and turns around and meets the others back at the broken ledger.
Did Senn-Ka hear the coughing?
Sure.
Okay, Senn-Ka passes Freeland as Freeland comes back and says to Tygel, "Stand still, please," and
Okay.
starts scanning him. He's got a med kit, so he's got the He's got the medical backpack, the expensive one. So.
Yeah, so you scan him, he just looks at you a little, you know, a little nervously. Oh, okay. Um, our doctor, he died like 6 months ago, so... And he just shrugs. He has essentially damaged lungs from this atmosphere, you assume. You know, things like this might progress to cancer, COPD, things like that.
Yeah.
So
Senn-Ka probably doesn't have the meds the guy needs, but he writes down what the guy needs and says, "You should make sure you get hold of this. It may not be easy to find, but should you find it, it might save your life. I strongly advise you seek to source some." And he hands the guy the thing and then walks off.
Oh, thanks. You do realize that although you could, you know, if he took a steady dose of certain drugs to combat this environment, unless that is the case, you know, any medication you prescribe these people is not going to work over the long term because of just where they're living.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, the other thing I'll tell him is that he and all his friends should be wearing breathing masks, and say that it's not cheap, but this is what you need. Otherwise, it's going to shorten your lifespans.
Oh, yeah, we know. The doctor told us, but we really, yeah. He just shrugs and climbs on the broken ledger.
Senn-Ka shrugs back and walks off.
So yeah, you fly overhead of this big thing. It does have the general shape of a small ship, probably the size of something that would be a small scout ship or something like that. It doesn't look damaged at all from what you can tell, and Teigl is like looking very confused. He's like, this is strange. It's actually not, this is not what it looked like before.
What do you mean?
I mean, there was the front of the ship, there was a gaping hole that we climbed in through into a hallway. It's not there anymore. It was all damaged along the stern and the bottom from where it crashed, and you can see around the ship the dirt is like kicked up, and it looks like it has like crashed and like skidded in here.
Yeah, Kalin just starts. I mean, I'm guessing this thing is like giant. Like if you go
Oh yeah,
into
it's big
the
compared to you
urethra,
guys. Yeah.
it'd be like you're like a little bit up one of these little arches, probably, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So he's like starts like to look up, and like it almost like arches over top of them. And he's just, this is not like any ship I've seen, but it landed like one. He starts like almost back, like a staggered.
Satir, can you roll your force die?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of making you use your sense. You have to. Just the way it is. You are when you start getting close, you're just overwhelmed because this thing has no presence in the full force. But it's different than just a normal ship, just a mechanical thing. It's like negative, right? It's almost like it is.
It's a null.
It's a null, right? It's not just like, oh, this isn't a part of it. It's like actively almost rejecting it.
Yeah, Satir kind of stops, and those that are paying attention can immediately tell that once again he's kind of incensed or nauseous from the presence of the ship. And he kind of looks to Feelin. He goes, it's almost like it's a hole, a void in the force. It's unsettling. Can you feel this?
And as he's saying that to Freeland had already been walking up towards it. He looks back at Satir and sees Satir looking not so great. Are you okay?
Give me a resilience roll, Satir. 4 purple.
4 purple.
While he's asking him that, Freeland makes his way up to it, and he reaches out and like wraps the first, piece of the thing that he can touch with his knuckles, just kind of wraps against it with his knuckles.
I mean, you're not as attuned to the Force as Satir, clearly, but you do feel a little uneasy around it at the very least. I want you to roll 1d10, Satir. That's how much strain you're going to take. Okay, you take 4 strain.
But as Freeland taps against it with his knuckles, what does it feel like when he hits it?
You just feel very uneasy. The actual physically how it feels.
Yeah, physically,
feels
like
squishy.
does it feel like metal? Squishy, okay.
Squishy. It definitely feels like almost like you're pushing on a. It's okay. So it's like sticky. It is. There's definitely like a coat of almost like slime on top of it. And it's like very sticky to your fingers. It definitely doesn't feel like metal or any kind of anything like that. It definitely feels like it could be organic.
Tiggle, where did you enter?
Right here. And he points like right over here. He's like, there was a hole there. Like I said, we climbed in.
Freeland starts making his way that direction to start examining the area where he said they entered.
Yeah, you see no hole, nothing. There doesn't appear to be anything that looks like a door. There doesn't appear to be anything that looks like a hatch that you can tell. This thing is not exactly how it appears on this image. It's kind of raised up off the ground a bit with those like things like as it's like landing pad gear kind of things. And there's nothing. There's no holes. There's nothing. It doesn't look damaged. It's just sitting there.
Freeland looks back at Satir to see how he's doing, and he looks at the others, and he reaches over to the material again, and noting that it's kind of soft, he tries to grab some and pull away at it to see if it peels away, if he can like get a chunk of it.
If you really dig at it, you can, yes.
While he's doing that, I'll be taking readings with my hand scanner.
Yeah, it's very, very similar to the. So I'll do this kind of in combination. So it's very similar to the thing that they had back at the workshop, except you are getting more. There's more electrons kind of moving. Neural like nets kind of through the thing. You don't sense like a brain or anything, but definitely you feel that this is organic, biological, definitely something that is alive, and it's similar to the other thing. It's inert and dormant, but definitely very similar readings. Freeland, as you peel it off, you kind of grab it, like dig your fingernails and just like rip a small chunk out of it. Senn-Ka, you get you're taking its readings, and this is basically similar to what you would see when someone is in pain, like the nerve just like firing.
Interesting. He'll watch it for a little while and say, "This is fascinating. This ship is also alive, and I think in a state at least analogous to pain. I see synapses firing or something equivalent. There is electrical activity that in a living being I would associate with nerve impulses.
and a pattern that I would associate with pain stimulus. Fascinating.
And that was immediately as Freeland ripped off a piece.
Yeah. And he said, I think perhaps, Freeland, you have heard it.
And Freeland turns to Senn-Ka when he hears his name. Oh, were you talking to me?
Yes, I believe the damage you have inflicted upon this vessel has effectively caused it pain.
And Freeland looks at the like piece he pulled off, and he flings it to the ground. Then he flicks his hand to flick any gunk off, and wipes his hand across his chest, across his coat, and flicks his hand again just to get stuff off of his hand. Looks over back at Senn-Ka. Pain.
Hey,
Understand pain.
Doc, can you give me a average resilience skill check, please? Okay. Yeah, Tiggle, his comm link, you hear a beep, 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 and he goes, I don't understand this, and he grabs it. It's like a one he holds in his hand, and you hear over the comm, hey, Tiggle, could you head back, when you get a chance? Bulio's not, feeling so well. He was asking for you, so I wonder if you could, come to the doctor's office and pay him a visit, maybe? Not sure. The nurse has some questions for you. Oh, yeah, sure. I'll be there as soon as I can. And he looks to the others, and he just kind of almost repeats what you already heard. Yeah, one of my friends is coming up not feeling so good, so if you could just swing me back there. The nurse has some questions. She's basically the one who's been running the medical center since the doctor died.
I see. And he looks across to Freelin and says, I do wonder whether the device, well, the creature, the part of a creature that we saw in their abode, might be key to entering this vessel.
Your guess is as good as mine. And then he walks over to Satir. Are you feeling okay?
And you can see from Satir, he's like sweating. There's maybe like a little matted hair, and he's got that look as someone who might barf. And he's like, there's something there. I don't know if it's my connection to the Force or what, but it's having an effect.
All right, Tiggle. We'll go back with you, take you back. Senn-Ka, you can look at Satir, make sure he's okay. We can get you looked at, Tiggle, or your friend, or whoever it was, and then maybe we can get their part of this ship, bring it back out here.
Oh, well, like I say, I'm not sure I want to give up my, you did say you weren't going to take it from me, right? I mean,
Freelin immediately turns away from Satir and takes some heavy steps towards Tiggle. I said I want to borrow your part of the ship and bring it out here. I'm not taking anything from you.
Well, I mean, if you look, you said it might open the ship, and maybe it would, but like, what if it
And
like?
Freelin grabs him by the collar and pulls him towards him. I am going to borrow your part of the ship. I'll give it back.
Oh, okay. All right. Relax. It's just, I mean, if I could sell that thing, do you know how many credits I could probably get for it? That's all it is, right? I mean, not only could I feed myself, but we were all talking about doing this, and we think we
We're
could
not
make...
taking it from you. You can still sell it.
It is a living creature, though, says Senn-Ka. The ethics of this are complex.
I mean, people sell domesticated animals all the time. I mean, what?
Yeah, yes, but we are unsure as to the level of sentience of this creature. I think perhaps not sentient, so perhaps it is acceptable.
And he kind of tails off thoughtfully. Says,
I also think, Feelin, there is a possibility that in order to repair the ship, we might have to restore that part to its original place.
Hey, I do have an idea, If we all went in together and maybe found a buyer for the ship itself, they could come and, I don't know, they could come and disassemble it and take pieces, and we could make a fortune.
It's living. I think if we could get it back to working condition, it would be worth a lot more.
But then it might just leave.
Well, perhaps, but perhaps there are ways to contain it.
He looks at it and, maybe you know how, but I sure don't. Anyway, I need to get back.
That's why we need the part from the box to try and get in and get it repaired.
That's fine. He heads back. He walks back to the ship. He's eager to get back.
Feelin walks back over to Satir and puts a hand on his shoulder to try and, give him some kind of support or let him know that he's right there next to him as they head back to the ship.
Appreciated, friend.
Mm.
Kalin follows him back to the ship.
yeah, Senn-Ka takes a minute to... Vorn will follow him back, and Senn-Ka takes a moment more to scan the ship, and then heads back.
You head back. Satir, as you leave the presence of the ship, you feel better. You definitely don't feel 100% quite yet. You feel quite drained from being in its presence, but you definitely feel better as you get away, and you think maybe over time you'll feel much better. Tiggle leads you to the I'm guessing you're going to go with him to the medical center. If not, you don't have to, but
Yeah.
While Senn-Ka and Satir are probably at the medical center, Feelin wants to go back to the workshop and get that box.
okay. Let's do them first, and then we'll switch over to you. So, so you split up. Kalin, who are you going to go with?
I'll go get the box. That's
Okay.
with Feelin.
So you kind of split up. Tiggle says that's fine. He's like, it should be unlocked, and he seems to be in a hurry.
Vorn will go with him too.
Yeah.
And Senn-Ka will go with Satir.
Yeah. So Tiggle, Senn-Ka, and Satir head into the medical center. There's a nurse there, and she waves to Tiggle as he comes in and kind of gives a sigh. He's just been feeling quite poorly, and all his vital signs are kind of all over the place, I have to say. Breathing is steady, and he's conscious and can speak, but everything's looking quite poorly. I don't have. I mean, if something happens to him, I'm not sure what I would do. I don't have the medicine. I don't have. She sighs.
Senn-Ka immediately walks over to him and starts scanning him with the scanner, and he'll also look around for what equipment they've got here.
Pretty rudimentary stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they could put somebody on life support, maybe. They could,
Right.
you know, they could treat things like, you know, kind of everyday type of things. But you know, any severe thing like a trauma or a like cardiac arrest or a stroke or something like that, it would be pretty bad. You scan him and give me a medicine roll versus 4 purple.
Okay. Nope.
Oh wow. That's bad. His vitals are tanking pretty quickly, and that's what you notice.
Okay. I'm gonna pass blue dice to Satir. If I can.
Not sure. Excuse me. I recognize your tools there. Are you a doctor? She asks Senn-Ka.
And Senn-Ka sort of pauses and then says, "I am a medic," and as if that's.
She kind of seems a little. Oh, okay. I was hoping someone could help me with him. I don't know what to do. I don't have. I've administered all the medication that I know to give him, and he is not responding to any of it. I don't know what's wrong with him.
When did he? Now he was looking well yesterday.
As well as you, yeah.
Like better than Teagle. He wasn't coughing or anything. Right?
Yeah, correct. He looked fine. I mean, you weren't around him any significant amount of time, or he didn't even speak, but.
So Senn-Ka says, what were you told of what triggered this condition?
Oh, I do not know. It's this morning he came in and was complaining of shortness of breath, which is not that unusual here. We know about the environmental impacts of the air quality and whatnot, but it's I don't know if maybe he's had something amiss for a while, but I did scans. He is not cancerous, and his lungs are in fair shape, considering.
And he worsened while here?
He just came in, and yes, he has worsened throughout the morning. He came in early this morning. The droid had to notify me that someone was here early in the morning.
And were his lungs the only thing he complained about?
No, actually. He said he was short of breath and just felt ill in general. He didn't have a specific complaint otherwise.
Very well. And yeah, Senn-Ka's going to keep trying to get more information, more readings. And I'm going to have a quick look at my talents. So I'm happy to go to Satir.
Yeah, let's switch. It's a good time to switch. So let's switch over to the workshop. Obviously these guys are not here. You walk in, Kalin, Feelin, and Vorn. The door is unlocked, as Tiggle said it probably would be. And you walk in. He told you the box was in a chest like this one right here. He said it was locked, but you could use the code 4545 and it would open. So there's no one in here. The lights are dimmed. No sign of anything going on.
Yeah, Freeland immediately just walks right up to. He looks around first. He sees the only obvious, chest that it could be in that he was talking about. He punches the code in and flings the lid up to grab the chest.
Yeah, the little box is in there.
Yeah, he grabs the box and he opens it up to look again in the box. It's empty. Freeland.
Besides the goo, there's some goo residue.
Yeah, Freeland turns around. He looks at Vorn. He looks at Kalin, and his eyes are wide, and he shows them the empty box. Something's not right here.
Dawn? Oh, sorry, Vorn. Vorn is like, could someone have nicked it?
Nicked it? Who would come in and take that? They didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, true, but Tigger was convinced it was going to make them their fortune. Maybe others felt the same.
Freeland immediately starts looking through all the cabinets, anything that has a door. He's, flinging open and looking through everything. He's turning gear over. He's digging through everything.
You don't find anything that's associated with this at all.
Yeah, he's kind of angrily making a mess in here now. He turns back to Vorn and Kalin. It's not here.
Yeah. Maybe Kalin was like, was outside and just standing there. And they heard all the commotion and then dipped back in. Yeah, clearly it's not here. What I missed? Somebody stole it? It's on the ground? He starts looking around for this slimy thing.
Yeah, Vorn starts looking for any kind of evidence on the ground. Yeah, there's a fair amount of grime on the floor here. Are there any footprints which don't look plausibly like the engineers? Any trail of slime from the creature or anything like that?
You can give me a... let's see.
Survival?
Yeah, sure. 3 purple.
Just wondering. I've only got 1 light. Yeah. Oh yes.
You do see a little slime, perhaps near the back door, but.
Okay.
And actually, I would say that it's there's a bunch of dirt back there, kind of like where this is right here, and you do see the slime, and the imprint looks like it could have been that thing, like it was in that pile of dirt.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so yeah, he's gonna have a look through there, see if that was obviously disturbed, and then start looking around, seeing could it have gone out the back door.
You don't see like a trail of slime or anything like that, like it moved. You don't think.
Okay. He has a nasty suspicion, and he starts to see if there's any signs of footprints walking up to that and then walking away.
There's just so many footprints in the grime. It could be, it could not be. It's just hard to say.
Right. Is it possible to tell whether it was lying? Was there enough dirt here to potentially conceal something like that?
Say it again?
Was there enough dirt in that pile there to potentially conceal something of the size of this?
Probably thing? Not, no.
Okay.
It's almost like it was sat in there. You don't know why, but there is like, and I would say with that roll, there was like it looks like a little spray of the slime around it. Like it sat in there, and like there was like slime around that circular kind of area in the dirt. Almost like it was dropped, maybe.
Right. Oh, okay. Not like it was lying there and yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's no evidence that it like moved on its own through or anything like that.
Okay. Cool. So I'm now going to look out the back door and see if there's any relatively fresh trails there.
It's impossible to tell. This dirt. I mean, the wind blows so much, it would be impossible to find a footprint in the back.
Yeah. So Vorn will point to this area and say to us, looks like it was here for a minute, maybe dropped. But too many footprints around here to be sure of what happened. I mean, could someone have taken it and dropped it on the way out, picked it up again? Seems plausible. But then who? One of the.
You say that
one of the
Feelin.
three?
Sorry.
Carry on.
Yeah, when you say that, Feelin, it was over in the corner. He finishes dumping out a box of gears, and he flips the empty box over and looks in it as if it would have been hiding in a box under the gears. And he tosses the box to the side when there's nothing in there. We need to go ask the mechanics that were in here. Find out what happened to it.
Yeah, well, actually, I know Senn-Ka's got a comlink and Vorn's got an earbud comlink, so Vorn will touch his earbud comlink and.
I think they all have comlinks. There's no reason you couldn't talk to anybody.
Cool. So I'll ask the others, which of the engineers is there, because I think there's only Teagle and one other guy there, Bulio, and the third guy's missing. I think.
Yeah,
right?
the Corn. He's not there.
Yeah. So, we'll get them to ask when he was last seen.
I mean, if you ask Tiggle in the other room, he just shrugs his eye. Pretty much when you left yesterday, he went home. We all did. Why? What's the problem? He'd been talking through someone to someone or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking it won't be Senn-Ka because he's still examining the patient, but
maybe Satir can talk.
Satir can do it. Yeah, he'll have heard the same thing through his comlink. He'll know the thing's missing and that we suspect someone's taken it. So this guy's a suspect.
Which one was the suspect?
I think he's saying the engineer that wasn't there.
Ah, okay.
The Corn.
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Yeah, fell.
The Corn guy.
Yeah. We need to eliminate him from our inquiries.
He did it with a candlestick.
Yeah, Tiggle just shrugs. I have no idea where he is. Sorry.
How well is Satir feeling right now? Is he still kind of
he doesn't feel great, but he feels better. Yeah.
He's gonna take a chance and kind of reach out with I'm gonna say probably foresight and try and get a sense of if he can get an idea of where he might be or what Satir would need to do to find his location.
Mm-hmm. So you're using foresight, yes? 4C. You just have the base one.
Just some, for this one, it'd be kind of just some hints of the personal future, and that future being able to kind of track him down, maybe get glimpses of the area that he might encounter.
You have
him.
as you do this, you have a massive headache immediately. It's as if this person is invisible to the Force. And I need you to roll 1d10 again for strain. This makes no sense. If you've seen someone and had contact with them, you should be able to see something. It's like something is negating your sight, and you almost pass out.
Yeah, for those that are around him, you kind of see him kind of close his eyes for a moment, and maybe after maybe less than a minute, he kind of lurches forward and almost falls, catching himself at the last moment, and now he's sweating profusely, and he looks for a chair to sit down and almost like collapses into it.
The nurse looks at you. Oh, are you okay?
Oh, no, I feel like I'm on the verge of passing out. Oh, and you can just kind of feel like a throbbing
well, let's
headache
get you a bed.
behind the eyes.
Let's get him a bed. Get him laying down. She's scanning you. She's like, oh,
yeah.
She's like, this is strange. I don't know everything is elevated. It's almost like he's in shock.
Interesting. And Senn-Ka says, I believe that he will recover, though. And he looks across at Satir and kind of, you can't see his facial expression because he's got this faceplate on his environment suit, but he kind of cocks his head onto one side quizzically, as if to kind of get Satir's confirmation that this is what he thinks it is.
Yeah, and he kind of, I reached out with my senses to try and figure out where Fel was, and as soon as I focused on him, it was almost like, it's hard to describe, this biomechanical ship. It's almost it's anti-force. It creates a void, a hole in the Force, and if I try to hone in on it, to focus on it, it's like a attack on my mind. It's just sharp shooting pains, and I can't use my powers here.
Satir, as you are talking about this, you're starting to kind of calm down a bit after this, as it's kind of like you're still in bad shape, but you're starting to get like a feeling like as if you were in the presence of it again, and you're starting to get waves of nausea, and it's coming straight from Bulio.
Yeah, and also from the other direction, Feelin with Kalin and Vorn, realizing it's not there and knows that other guy is missing, looks at them and says, "We've got to head back to the clinic. I've got to ask them where this other guy is." And Feelin just walks out and starts heading back towards the clinic while this is all going on.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the other thing is that it could be the missing guy, but it also could be that Bulio's got it kind of on him or with him somewhere, and that's what's making him sick. So we'll have to establish this. But the fact that Satir thought about the other guy and then couldn't detect him and fell ill, I think that means it's more likely with the other guy. And therefore, in thinking about him, he's thinking about something that's with the creature. Unless it's slime can do it, and they've both got the slime on them or something.
Yeah, Tiggle says, what is going on? I don't understand.
I believe this is all linked to that organism.
Which one? And he kind of like,
the smaller of the two.
but I'm sure that both would have a similar effect.
Okay. Anybody want to give me probably a what is it? Vigilance, I guess. Vigilance, yeah. Vigilance versus just two purple.
To the people in the clinic?
Yeah, the people in the clinic.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Senn-Ka, Satir.
Both of us, or just one?
Both of you. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Kalin wouldn't be there.
Yeah. No, it kind of makes sense.
Satir,
For
you
both
wanna
of them
roll?
distracted.
Yep.
Look at that. You get the feeling that Tiggle is just not telling the whole truth right now. There's something kind of he's leaving out of what he has been saying.
Satir, almost passing out, laying down. He's still with his eyes closed, is listening, and maybe it's possibly the inflection of the voice or something. He kind of roughly gets himself up, maybe leaning on his elbow. Tickle, you have to understand, you need to be truthful. Whatever this is, it's serious, as you can tell. What are you and your friends doing? What is going on?
Fine. We took two things from the ship. Fell had the other one.
And where is he going? Where is he with this thing?
I do not know. That is true. He just left, and when he's talking, Kalin, Feelin, and Vorn, you kind of walk back in and catch the end of this. I really don't know where he is. We all just left. There was no plan or ulterior motive. I don't know what they've done when we were gone.
Yeah, without even listening to the conversation, Freeland just makes a straight line towards Tiggle, and he grabs him with both hands by the collar and pushes him back against this counter here and has him pressed up against it. Where is he?
I don't know. That's what I just told your friends. Everyone in the room, give me a perception skill check against 2 purples, 1 red. I'm guessing everybody's eyes are on this.
Which check was it? Sorry.
Perception, awareness,
Perception.
whatever it is in the system. I don't remember.
Okay. Perception. Oh, so 2 purples and 1 red down. Okay, we're on red as
Just
well.
roll a red. That's good. Vorn succeeded.
Yeah.
So Vorn, you're kind of standing in the back, maybe assessing everything, what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
in the corner you see Bulio kind of rip the cables, all the medical cables off of him, and just hop off the table. And before you can do anything, he grabs the nurse, cranes her head back, and just bites into her throat, and blood just goes psh, 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 splurts up into the air.
And Vorn is yelling out, "He just bit her in the griffin throat." And he's kind of pointing a weapon in that direction. I gotta take the shot.
Yeah,
But yeah,
let's.
Kalin. Everybody just pulls their weapon, I guess.
Yeah, so we'll just go. So let's do. I don't want to go through all initiative, but Vorn, you can shoot, and then he'll go, and then basically we'll just roll initiative, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to get into a full combat, but yeah, like
Okay.
all the music is like silenced when you start it. All the new stuff. It's weird. Like that's not even playing.
Okay. Did you say I could take an action, or
Yeah,
I
you can take an action. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's just gonna shoot the guy. He doesn't really know what's going on, but he knows the guy's a threat. So he's got his rifle always in his hands. So he'll actually take a shot with that.
Yeah, and you can target him and all that jazz.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Because he has defense 1.
And is it just difficulty 1 from this range?
With your sniper rifle, it's probably.
No, just his modular rifle.
That's
just got
I think
medium
it's
range.
2. It's 2.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he snaps off a hurried shot and misses because he wasn't expecting Bulio to lunge at her throat like that.
I don't think Tiggle would be closest. I think it would be Senn-Ka technically.
Yeah, probably.
So
And I've got Tiggle in my hands right now, anyhow.
Yep. So he bolts, and Senn-Ka, you're the closest just because you were scanning him a few moments ago, and he attacks you immediately straight away. Let's see. Let's do this one. So melee is 2 purple. There we go. Yeah, you take 9 damage. Do you have any soak?
I should do for my bodysuit. What's that? 1.
He has Pierce 2, so what does Vicious do again?
Adds 10 for
Increases the
crits.
crit.
Oh, so it was a crit. No threats, not advantage. So no crits. So you take 9 damage.
Okay. There are 2 threats?
Yeah, there are 2 threats. Yeah.
Okay.
So he grabs your arm with the instruments and like bites down, ripping through your bicep almost to the bone.
Yeah, and Senn-Ka, you get this strange effect that he both screams through his voice box, and you hear it in your minds as well, because he's got the oh no, did I go with that? Let me just look. I don't think I actually went with that. No, so you just hear it through the voice box actually. But yeah, it actually overloads the speaker on his voice box, so you get it sort of turning into static halfway through the scream.
Yeah. Everybody roll vigilance, I think.
Zero
Difficulty.
Well, it's initiative, right? So.
Yeah, so nothing.
If I can remember how to roll.
Oh, so we need to know. Sorry, we need to roll vigilance initiative, not just vigilance.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the.
I don't remember how to.
So the combat tracker's not up.
I turned it on. Begin encounter. Hold on. But add placeholder combat. Hold on. No. Hold on. Create encounter. It should be on. Oh, hold on.
I know. Sorry, I was moving that and flipped that.
No, I know. I'll change it back. That's fine. I know what I need to do. Hold on. Sorry. There you go.
Excellent. Okay, so.
Oh shit. There you go.
Initiative, vigilance. Okay. And then I need to be on Senn-Ka. Vigilance roll.
One more PC can roll, looks like. I don't know who didn't. Looks
I
like...
think so. It says an NPC.
I have a PC that didn't roll as well. The NPC, it's Tiggle. I'm trying to remove him. So, don't worry about that. But there's the last PC. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 PCs rolled.
Feelin, Senn-Ka, Satir,
I see.
Feelin,
Vorn.
Vorn. Yeah,
Vorn
we
needs
all
to
rolled.
roll.
No, Vorn rolled. He got 0,
No,
2.
but it says check failed, so it wasn't an initiative roll. It was actually just a vigilance roll.
You gotta do it in the
In the track.
tab.
Combat track.
Yeah,
It did say rolling initiative vigilance, though. On that,
I
which
don't
was
see
quite
it in
odd.
the chat, though. You see?
I do. Just above Feelin and under the point flipped line.
Yeah, but look, it says check failed, so you didn't roll initiative. You rolled. Well, it says.
But just above it, it says rolling initiative, and there's no difficulty.
It
there.
added something. It added something.
That doesn't make any sense. But it's
And
not
it
on the
added
tracker.
the 0.
Anyway,
it added 0.02,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is,
it did. It did add it because that one's on there.
yeah.
So.
It's one of the NPCs.
No. There's another PC at the very bottom. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PCs, right?
Yeah,
There's 5
and
PCs.
I see that as well, but I think we're seeing different things.
The NPC at the top, I know what that is. That's Tiggle. Okay, so
Yeah, we see 2 NPCs. I'll put in
Oh,
the chat.
fuck. Hold on. That's fucking stupid. Okay, sorry.
What did
That's
we
what
do
I
it?
was-
Yeah.
That's what I was seeing.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Are we all doing it again?
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. So just
Yep.
click on that last one. Okay. There's 3 PCs before he goes, so you can choose who.
Freeland would like to respond really quickly.
Sure.
Should go since he's not a droid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, so Freeland is just going to immediately toss Tiggle to the side. And in the close quarters like this, he's going to turn towards Bulio. He's going to snarl at him. What are you? And he's going to rush right at him. And as he rushes at him, he's going to initiate his... his Terrify maneuver. As a maneuver, his Terrify action.
What does that do?
Let me look it up exactly again. I had it pulled up here and then I let it go again.
It's a fear. If you're engaged, it triggers a fear check.
Yeah, he
If they
has
fail-
he
if-
has something that he ignores all fear effects. So
Of course.
intimidation or fear checks. Yeah.
Might as well be a droid then. Yeah, so Freeland he yells at him and just rushes up to him and punches him right in the face.
Yeah. I believe that's 2 purple.
Let me target him. Okay, targeted. And he's using his sap gloves. I'm assuming he has some ability that gives us
Gives you 2
setback dice.
black. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He has
okay.
defense. He has the 2 defense. Yeah, you hit him for 8. He has 6 soak. That is strange. Okay, hit him for 2 damage, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, you smack him in the face, but it doesn't really seem to do a whole lot. Why is it? This is so weird. Okay, yeah. Okay. These fucking sheets, man. I fucking hate him. It like jacked his soak up to 10. What is happening? Like I changed his soak to try to fix it, and it changes it back to 8, and then changes his defense to 6. Like, what in the fuck? Hold on. This is...
These are your chat GPT sheets?
Yeah, but no, it's not that. It's just the sheet. Like, I don't think... That just... Okay, this is... Okay.
There's a lot of jankiness to the sheets.
Yeah, okay, I think I fixed it. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. No, that's not fixed. Hold on. Yes, fuck it. Oh my god, whatever. Yeah, that's fine for now. He goes, I need to add him as a combatant though, hold on. That's fine, that's about where he was before anyway. Go ahead, whoever's next.
Anybody want to go?
We don't have
Senn-Ka,
the,
Someone can go. I'll go third if need be.
I think Senn-Ka wants to get out of there. So he's going to try and get back and out of the way and administer a stim pack to himself.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, so he's going to try and get out of the way, get into some kind of cover, and then administer a stim pack. And I think he gets extra for that. So it's normally 5 wounds, but I think he heals an extra. Stim application. Yeah, I think he gets an extra from the stim application talent, so he gets back 6, but I'll double check that. So that's him.
Oh, let's a Jedi cut his arm off.
Yeah, I'm not going to be using any force powers to help me because I feel like that would go horribly wrong. But with that, he sees the Bulio clearly being affected by this biomechanical ship and kind of launches off the bed and ignites his lightsaber, moving over and swings at him. And he'll not use an extra maneuver, that's for sure. And try and get him with his lightsaber. Let's see how this goes. Why do I have 1 boost already?
I mean, if it's automatic,
because I think Senn-Ka passed one to you a while ago, and you haven't used it yet.
No, because I get 1 boost for duelist training. So, alrighty, do that then.
Yeah. I'm not sure why there's 3 black dice, but
Yeah.
there should be 2 from me, unless there's something else going on. Anyway, hit him. So 8 damage. His soak is Basically.
Is nothing.
Well, that's his bronze soak. So his bronze soak always soaks, right? It's just it goes through armor, right? So
Everything.
it goes through everything.
Everything.
Okay. So that
It
hits
ignores 10 soak.
10. So 1 hull point, 10 personal scale.
Yep. So he
Soak.
is hit for 8 wounds then, and
I'm going to use 2 advantage to crit him and 1 advantage to heal 1 strain.
Oh fuck, he's an adversary. Anyway, whatever. So he has something that is called. No, he doesn't have it. Okay. Oh, he has durable. So may reduce any critical injury results suffered by 20 to a minimum of 1.
So I need to roll 1d100 and subtract 20.
Yeah, there's that critical macro down in there though. So if you go to the macros, it is called
Critical hit table 1.0.
Yes, correct. So go ahead and roll on that. And then
What's that under?
Macros.
This is the right sidebar.
Here, let me.
Yep, I'm looking for macros. There it is. Critical hit table. Execute macro.
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to be able to. You just roll it and we'll figure it out.
It says I lack permission.
Okay, I'll just do it just to speed this up. Oh.
There it goes.
Yeah.
Well, minus 20. That ain't gonna be shit.
Let's just not worry about it because I don't know. The macro isn't set to be able to do that. So it takes a stinger, whatever that does. So yep. Increase the difficulty. Next check by 1. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. And then I believe it is his turn, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So he will attack you. He will spend strain for a boost, and he will attack. So 1 boost. I did not increase the difficulty, so here. Okay, so he has 1 triumph, 1 threat. Okay, so 2 successes, so you take 8 damage. What's your soak?
It should be, let me double check. I think it's just 2.
Okay, so you take 6 damage. And then
I have defense. Did he roll 1 black?
No black, but I can. I'll roll black. Here we go. You don't have a defense for armor though.
Yeah, my heavy robes has defense 1, soak 0.
It's not showing up on your sheet. Fucking stupid. Okay, that's fine. 1 success, so you take 7 damage instead.
7 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does not crit. The triumph though, so he basically bites your arm and rips at it so bad your lightsaber goes flying across the room.
And blood kind of spurts out as it kind of disengages and clanks along the floor and skids to a stop.
Yep. Who would like to go? I think it's just Kalin.
Vorn and Kalin. Oh, Vorn went first, right?
Yeah.
Take a shot then.
Well, that was out of initiative. So
Out of initiative.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah. But one can go last.
Yeah, Valen, just kind of with everything going on, his pilot instincts kick in and time seems to slow down, and he has this low-profile weapon on his hip, this Starfire pistol, and it just like very quickly comes from his hip, just with preternatural speed, as Aki used to say.
No, that was TD, but God.
It comes up, and he's going to use the talent that he just purchased to commit a force die to make his agility attribute increase by 1
Nice.
for this, and then he takes a shot at him.
Make sure you add the necessary die. So that'd be 1.
I'll just add an
green.
extra green. Yeah. Pistol. So with that, it would be, wow, that's a lot of shots. How many setbacks should there be?
2.
All right, let's remove 1. Otherwise,
I
average
don't know
difficulty.
where that other one's coming from, but just 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're having a hard time getting a beat on him because he's just next to Satir. You know, they're kind of like grappling almost.
Yeah, he just moves and like kind of almost holsters his pistol and starts moving forward and just on top of him.
Okay, so Vorn is gonna claim the slot. Well, it looks like he's top of the round, but
Yeah, just go. That's fine. You're at the
Okay.
bottom of the round.
okay.
We haven't claimed any spots or anything so far.
Oh, okay, that'll be one.
Yeah.
I
He's
forgot the aim too.
gonna shoot with. Oh yeah, can I?
I don't think it's gonna matter. 8 damage. Well, yeah, you can go ahead. You give yourself. Plus, you have boost from the advantages of last time from Satir. So.
Oh yeah, okay. So 2 blue.
Oh
no, 3 total aiming plus that, right?
No, I used all my advantages.
Oh, you did? Oh yeah. For
Yeah, I
critting.
want to heal, strain, and crit.
Okay, just roll 1 blue then.
Okay, no, it's just an advantage.
Okay. So 3 advantages, 8 damage.
And I'll pass.
You can crit him if you wanted.
Yeah, do that.
So 8 damage takes him out even with the soak though. How does it look as you hit him and?
Yeah, he's kind of reeling, and as he kind of is, everyone's trying to hit him, and he's injured. He's reeling. He staggers back away from Satir, and Vorn just shoots him in the chest. It's not a particularly great shot, but it's enough to take him down.
Yeah, he just the force of it smashes him up against the bed, and he kind of flips over and falls backwards, and then doesn't move again.
And if it's anything like the token, he's looking different. Is that right?
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah. Then Senn-Ka says, "Nobody touched the body. He's infected in some way." And he goes over, stands a little bit of the way back from it, and he says, "Satir, if you could keep your weapon handy." He looks across at the lightsaber, which he doesn't see.
It's across the room on the floor currently, but yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I got knocked out of my hand.
Oh, and I was just thinking, well, surely he can just pull it back to his hand in a second, but maybe not right now.
He could do that, maybe. Oh no, he doesn't. He doesn't have move. He doesn't have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he can walk over and get it. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, he's gonna go pick it up, and then he's gonna. Where did Senn-Ka run to?
Senn-Ka's down behind this thing here, and he was down on the floor administering a stim pack to himself.
Yeah, when he's kind of pops his head up, Satir looks to him. Senn-Ka, please, I need your medical attention. He kind of holds up his forearm, showing where it's all like bloody and gross.
Yeah, so Senkar's gonna he'll say to the others, please keep your weapons on this body. If anything emerges from it, any kind of infectants, any kind of creature or biological contaminant, please deal with it as best you can. Do not get close. And then he is going to administer a stim pack first of all, but he's because you're injured as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he's going to give you a stim pack, so you'll get 6 back, 6
wounds back.
Away. Yep, and then he's, I guess, a medicine check. Is it Tet?
For what?
Just to see if he can. He wants to see if this wound is infected.
Oh yeah,
and if so,
you can do that. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if so, he wants to kind of clean it out. I think in general he will be cleaning it out with.
You don't think it is infected now? Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So yeah, but just in case, he is going to he's going to spray something.
Oh yeah, that's just basic good hygiene.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's probably got a range of things, and he's going up the scale a little in terms of how industrial it is. So he's
as he's kind of bleach, but as he's healing them, as he's healing them, he just kind of looks at the others. He goes, "We need to get this body isolated. We need to find Fel, and most importantly, it's my opinion that ship needs to be destroyed."
And Senkar's going to check on the nurse. He's assuming she's dead, but he's going to
very dead. Yes.
Yeah.
Throat's ripped out.
He will close her eyes. And then he'll say, Feelin, perhaps you could ask our friend Teagle if there's anything else he is keeping from us. And then he says, Satir, I'm going to approach the body, and he goes just a little bit closer to the body, and he's using his hand scanner again to see if he can any kind of foreign contaminants. He's looking for something specific now.
Well, I mean, because you've passed all your medical checks with this, he has shares a lot of the similarities of the properties of the ship and the thing that you scanned, except. Obviously it's kind of messed up because he is a sentient creature, so there is all that, but you feel like this like as far as the DNA and stuff goes, it's very manipulated, changed, very similar to the ship.
Interesting. Yeah, so he'll sort of pass that on. He'll say he has been changed at a cellular level. But there's no organism in him, right? No separate.
None that is alive.
Okay.
There's microorganisms that are now dead or dying, actually, as you scan it, because the host is dead.
Right. Okay. So yeah, he'll report this to the others. He's been changed at a genetic level. He has some possible contaminants, microscopic. Anything else that was inside him is now dead. I think it is a highly unusual infection to have such an effect, but it is undeniably similar to what I see in the ship.
Yeah, Feelin is just kind of snarling, and he grabs Tiggle. What did you know about this?
I don't know anything about it. This is crazy. Bullion is a good friend of mine. I don't know. His house is right next to mine. I can show it to you if you want. Just keep me away from him.
Where does he live?
On the other side of me. We all live next to each other.
And Feelin looks over at Satir to see how Satir's looking.
He's his arm's better, or it's wrapped up, but he's still pretty gassed, and he sees him looking. He goes, there's no chance of me being able to use any of my force powers, or I will pass out.
And Feelin nods at him and turns back to Tiggle. Take us to your other friend.
I take you to his house. I don't know where is it. I told you. And just for the sake of time, he takes you to his house, Fell's house. You enter. There's nobody in there. He is not there. You go to Bulio's house. You go to Tiggle's house. You look through it very quickly. No one's there. He's not there.
Perhaps he's trying to merge with the ship, some sort of subconscious order to go to it. Even if that is true, I think if we destroy that ship, we can deal with any additional infected after taking care of it. Kalin, do you have any issues with that?
I don't have any issues. This is what needs to be done, but we need to document what happens here. Get what samples we can. Even
We
the
can
pink
bring
ones.
we can bring the body with us.
Roger that. Having the body to examine if it's made of the same stuff as the ship, I think that's good enough. Senn-Ka, do you agree with that?
Do you have any moral issues with us destroying the ship?
The ship is the threat. I would have no issue with you killing a person who is a threat. The ship is no different. It is a shame to destroy something unique, but I see little choice. It is a threat.
And Feelin looks over at Bulio lying on the ground, dead. And Tiggle remembers Tiggle saying, he's known him. He was a friend. And Feelin looks down at his hands and looks at the front of his coat and his shirt that he wiped his hands on. Let's go do this.
Give me 1 second. I gotta figure out how to do something. Okay, are you going to go back to the ships?
Could just strafe it. How big is this thing?
Probably a little bigger than the transport ship that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just sit there, hover it, blast it. Does your ship have protons or anything?
Oh, I mean, the Interceptor has plenty of weapons.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And I guess also we'll get a droid to carry out the body of Bulio and burn it.
Oh,
I thought we're keeping Bulio.
Yeah?
We're putting him in a meat sack and we're taking him back.
Julio and
We're collecting them samples.
maybe we should get some pink samples from that. Get some pink
That's a
samples from
pink
Cock
sample.
Rock.
That's under Cock Rock
Hey,
for sure. It's Cock Rock.
Bring this slide back. It definitely looks like Cock Rock. This is a sample from Cock Rock.
Doc, did you see the whisper I sent you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you head back to the ships. Are you all going to go, or just?
Well, I think it's up to you guys. I mean, we don't need to take the bus and the Ferrari. This Ferrari can smoke them all, but
Yeah.
Yeah, Feelin as Kalin starts making his way towards his tie, he kind of runs up. Oh, hold on just a moment, and he turns back to Senn-Ka. What did you mean by it being rare or unique, this thing?
I have never before encountered a living ship. Have you?
I really haven't seen a lot of ships in my life, living in the middle of Coruscant. But no, I didn't know what you meant by it being unique or rare or important even.
Important, I cannot say. It is just an unusual thing, a unique organism, perhaps a special one, but seemingly hostile. Our safety and the safety of the people on this world takes precedence.
Yeah. Something doesn't sit right, but you're right. It's hostile. Eddie turns to Kalin. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. It's hostile. And he kind of shakes his head and like he's just trying to clear his head a little bit and lets Kalin kind of just be confused by what he was saying and run back off to the TIE fighter.
Kalin, you going to what you gonna do?
Yeah. As the rest of the crew head back to their ship, he does his pre-flight check with the TIE fighter and lifts it up off the dock, hovers for a minute, and then kind of zips off that, what'd you say, 15 kilometers to the south or wherever it was.
Like that. You'll get there very quickly. As you are flying there, you do see both visually and on your sensors that there is a individual next to the ship, and you just happen to see this. It is the Quarren, and he stands in front of the ship, and you're unsure exactly what is happening, but narratively, you might not even see this. The camera spins around and you watch this thing, almost like a chest burster, pop out of Fell's chest and kind of wriggle to the ship and merge with one of its tendrils. And Satir, you feel this even from the distance, this horrible sensation as this ship looks like it's starting to awaken and slowly starts to lift off the ground as you make your way towards it, Kalin. You may fire when ready.
Yeah, Kalin sees all that going on, and he's like, anybody else seeing what I'm seeing? He just kind of takes the recording of it. And,
yeah, they're not there.
He over the comm, Satir almost like, it's almost like he's speaking, but he doesn't understand what he's saying. He's like, the beast awakens.
Comes across simultaneously with Senn-Ka replying, no, I do not.
So let me get the TIE fighter out for you. Let's see.
It's right here. It's got medium laser cannons. Here we go. I'll just roll that bad boy.
Yeah, just fine. Yep,
Is that based on agility?
It's based on gunnery.
Is gunnery based on agility? I believe it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
You can go down to on the ship sheet, go down to crew, and then go to gunner and click it.
It pulled it in for me.
Oh, okay.
Looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, it pulled it off my stats for some reason. I guess I can aim as well.
Yeah.
And I can aim twice for taking 2 system strain. That's a big roll. If I miss that, I suck.
So this thing starts to activate, raising probably 50 feet off the ground as you turn around and zip towards its rear with 5 successes. How does it look as you choo and blow it to gooey bits?
Yeah, he makes one pass and just stripes the underside of it, and it starts to kind of lurch as it's almost going to kind of make an acute angle towards the atmosphere, and he kind of does a hairpin turn with the TIE fighter, and you hear that very telltale as it comes back through it again, and zip, 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 zip. Just gloop everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it explodes, in just 1,000 of these goopy pieces, if you will. Sound effects not working great. And yeah, just Satir, you immediately feel the sense of calm come over you, almost as if like the weight on your shoulders have been lifted suddenly as this thing is destroyed.
Satir kind of lets out a long breath, exhaling as he feels, this weight lifted off him. And he kind of waits for the report from Kalin before adding, "Whatever you did, it seems to have worked. I can feel the pressure being relieved as we speak."
I don't know if you saw it, and you hear that roar in the background of the TIE fighter. But that Quarren, he somehow met his end at the entrance of this thing, and I don't know how to describe what I saw, but it wasn't pretty. Something burst from his chest and seemed to merge with the ship.
Unnatural is all Satir can kind of get out.
He kind of flies back towards where the landing pad was, or falls in alongside the freighter as an escort. He says, "I'm going to call this into the New Republic. They're going to need a full report, and I'm thinking this is going to count as hazard pay. I'm going to leave it up to Glass to determine if we dealt with this successfully, but it's a threat to those people. If we let those sorts of threats linger on our borders, I don't think we'll be a New Republic for long."
Freeland, you feel this sense of like sadness, and it lasts for days, but eventually you get like violently ill, throwing up, sweats, fever, but eventually it does pass. But you have this like melancholy for at least a week after this happens, and immediately after it happens, like you're having a hard time controlling your emotions. You're almost ready to break down in tears.
Okay.
And in the aftermath, yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Yeah, when Kalin is doing his runs against the ship, Feelin, the emotions are almost immediate. Feelin, he doesn't feel pain per se, but he feels a loss, and he can't explain what it is or why it is. And he's sitting there and his eyes are on the ground, and he keeps thinking about what Senn-Ka said earlier about it being unique and sentient, and there are moral reasons why they wouldn't want to destroy, something that they've never seen or recorded before. And those kinds of thoughts keep passing through Freeland's mind as he just feels this unbearable emotional pain and sadness come over him every time Kalin does this strafing against the ship until it blows up. And he just falls in a dark depression for some time after, like you said, about a week or so after. Even after they leave here, Satir is aware because Satir was training him, and he can sense that Freeland just isn't what he was before this mission. But that's for later.
Throughout that time, Senn-Ka will help him deal with the physical symptoms, and he will just keep, bringing him food and drink. Even the days when and just smashes the food aside and yells at him to get out. He just keeps coming. He doesn't seem particularly upset about anything that happens. He's very sort of emotionally unresponsive, Senn-Ka. So he just notes the symptoms, but doesn't seem to get offended or upset or worried about stuff, and just stays, making sure that Freeland's physical needs are taken care of. Quietly, he'll be going away and noting all the symptoms and talking to Satir about them. But as far as Freeland is concerned, he's just there. So I guess the thing that this will give Freeland is at least he isn't going through it alone. He's got Satir and he's got Senn-Ka.
Satir and Kalin, why don't you give us your last role play, and then I'll give an overview of what the ending is like.
Satir, much to his dismay and discomfort, spends time in recovery, alternating between the sweats and freezing, vomiting, just a miserable experience. And he's almost hesitant to try and reach out to the Force to try and meditate and find meaning in all of this after the intense pain he experienced trying to access the Force in its presence. And a lot of the time he feels like, an individual that, probably had 4 or 5 Long Islands and said he was fine until he stood up. And then as soon as he stood up, he's like, oh, but finally he starts slowly coming out of it and is determined to ensure whatever that is, if they encounter it again, is destroyed.
Kalin, kind of as he falls in alongside the passenger vessel, kind of clicks off the comm, so he's only kind of recording to himself, and starts to record a hollow message, and he flips a red switch on his dashboard and fixes his mustache briefly and says, "This is Agent Highwire reporting preliminary message to Agent Glass. Full report to follow. First stage of mission complete on, was it something minor?
Bastion Minor.
Bastion
Minor. Theory A is correct. This was seemingly an alien vessel, some sort of biologic material, possibly sentient." And then he says, "Again, full report to follow. Former Jedi Satir seemed very interested and disturbed by the matter, but even a Jedi felt it was too much of a threat to be left alive. We did recover one biologic specimen, which we will hopefully have the ability to study. Full report to follow. I wire out.
And as you sign off over the next weeks, the settlement Freetown is evacuated, displaced, perhaps for their own good, as the New Republic comes in quick and quiet under the nose of Baron Grouse, and not only collects the samples of Fell's dead body and Bolio's dead body, as well as various samples of the destroyed ship. If you look at this from you probably are not there, but maybe Kalin is, but there's all these people in essentially hazmat suits walking around the area collecting data and whatnot as they investigate what this was. For those involved, each of you are paid 4,000 credits, as Glass and Blackstar are very pleased with your performance and your dedication and your decisions here. Clearly something that can do this is not a thing that they would want to survive. And yeah, at that point, the screen fades to black as you all return to Ordo and or Morlana 1, wherever you're going to station yourself for now. Feelin does suffer over the next week, and Senn-Ka is at his side the entire time. He does not detect any infection per se, but definitely something physiological is impacting him, not just emotionally, but something weird was definitely going on there, and it's hard to know what from Senn-Ka's readings. But Senn-Ka, I'm assuming you will send over all your data to Kalin, who can transfer that to the New Republic. And with that, you're
only with Freelin's consent.
Yeah, if Feelin has, yeah, and I meant more like the entire
just the
thing,
general
but
stuff.
Feelin as
Yeah,
well. Yeah. That would be helpful. But if Feelin does give consent to, but we can decide that later. But yeah, so over the next week he suffers, and Satir probably as well. As this very strange episode comes to an end on Bastion Minor. That's it.
Feelin has a unnecessary or like a unreasonable anger towards Kalin now for destroying it. You jerk.
The only way to be sure.
I think this is a is this a 10 or a 5 XP? I think it's a
Oh, that's a 10.
I think it's 10. Yeah.
I think this one goes up to 11.
11. that would mess up all the math. Come on.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely awesome. That was a good one. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you.
At first, it's like, is this the Yuzong Vorn?
That's the weirdos way out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah,
That are threatening everything.
they're the force can't be you can't affect them. It's their creepers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I never read that stuff.
Maybe roll D10, Satir and Feelin. Oh my god, I'm lagging.
I got a 9, but I